The Nacc Podcast, Know the Corruption, Know the Truth.
Here we go, everyone. Is everyone ready?
In one of them, always ready, because today we're going to cover the hot issue of the corruption case of the rice pledging scheme and rice distribution. Just talking about it makes my mouth water.
Are you hungry?
I want to gossip in detail so that it will be a case example for everyone to study the systematic cheating mechanism, because I think it's superior and no one can catch it.
Do you believe that the damages incurred in the corruption case of the rice pledging scheme and rice distribution resulted in a very high loss?
What are some of them?
Let's start by revealing Bodam's work. From the report on the closing of the accounts of the 2011-2012 wet season rice pledging project, which ended on May 31, 2012, there was a net loss of 32,301.00 million baht. The report on the closing of the accounts of the 2011-2012 wet season rice pledging project, the 2012 dry season rice pledging project, and the 2012-2013 dry season rice pledging project, which ended on January 31, 2013, there was a total accumulated loss of 220,968.78 million baht. The report on the closing of the accounts of the 2011-2012 wet season rice pledging project, the 2012 dry season rice pledging project, and the 2012-2013 dry season rice pledging project round 1, which ended on May 31, 2013, there was a total accumulated loss of 332,372.32 million baht.
That's really strong. The figures showing the damages incurred in the project show the losses, indicating a complete failure of the operation, while the corruption has not ended. What is certain is that if we analyze the corruption in this project, in practice, it is shocking, deceiving the public. For example, the distribution of rice by bagging, where the subcommittee considering the distribution of rice has resolved to approve the distribution of rice from the project to the Agricultural Extension Office, AOR, to be packaged and distributed to the general public at a price lower than the market price, and to be distributed to the Blue Flag project and shops that help with living expenses, a total of 4 times. If that were the case, there would be no problem. But in reality, it was found that the public complained to the Committee on Agriculture and Cooperatives and the Senate that they could not buy back rice from the project, and from the investigation, it was found that there was systematic corruption. This time, it was exposed.
They didn't play with anyone, but played with ordinary farmers. Now, let's listen to the story of the distribution of rice by government to government. It was found that there was corruption by Mr. Boon Song Teriafaram and his group. They did not distribute rice by government to foreign countries, but instead sold rice to 7 private companies within the country.
This is clearly corruption. And the next thing that followed is the various subcommittees appointed by the order of the National Policy Committee, NPPC, and the Ministry of Commerce, as the NPPC Secretary reported problems and obstacles for consideration in the NPPC meeting, which discussed problems of farmer registration, farmer rights fraud, issuance of false certificates, use of forged documents, importing rice from abroad to claim the right to pledge, transporting rice out of the warehouse without permission, problems of storing rice at participating rice mills, finding missing rice, missing accounts, problems from accepting pledging outside the area, and summarizing the meeting results to Ms. Yingluck Shinawatra, the Prime Minister, as the NPPC chairwoman, for her acknowledgement every time, showing that Ms. Yingluck Shinawatra was well aware of the corruption that occurred in the rice pledging project.
This strange smell, it seems like they worked as a team to commit corruption.
The House of Representatives also investigated this project. It can be said that the resistance before the project started was already full, but the investigation and scanning for corruption was no less. This project was raised as a question in the House of Representatives by the opposition party at that time. There were questions, no confidence motions, issues of corruption in the project and government-to-government rice sales by Siam Indica Company Limited, which clearly showed evidence of wrongdoing, and the responsible minister could not clearly answer questions. When Ms. Yingluck Shinawatra was informed of the matter, instead of suspending the project, she insisted on continuing the project, which resulted in more and more damage to the government.
These behaviors are what led to the submission of a petition to remove Ms. Yingluck Shinawatra, the Prime Minister, from office. Mr. Abhisit Bejajivan 146 MP has filed a petition requesting an investigation into the facts because project caused damage to the government, and the NACC resolved to raise suspicions that Ms. Yingluck Shinawatra, the Prime Minister, allowed corruption in the project to occur by ignoring and failing to stop the damage caused to the government that had authority.
This is what I mean when the leader is indifferent and lets his team go all out, even though there are so many loopholes, and the committee members give various warnings. The work becomes a mess that cannot be fixed, and it is difficult to heal in time.
But this detective story is not over yet.
So there are more.
Next time, we will talk about the accusation, the verdict, and the lessons learned from this corruption case. Let's talk about the next episode.
If you want to see the ending, you have to wait.
Honest, fair, professional, transparent, and verifiable National Anti-Corruption Commission.
The Nacc Podcast, Know the Corruption, Know the Truth.